I believe we're going for a better method of drilling. So, let's load up and see. Now, what I have a need for right now is more rock in general. Just a ton of rock. And I know where I want to get it from, but I failed in a better drill once before, so I'm going to try again. Where am I? Let's see. Oh, I'm in this cryo chamber. Okay. There we go. Now this ship that I'm building is practically a base. It's got too much on it though. It's got a cryo chamber and a survival kit, which is somehow upside down. So, and it's got a refinery. So the survival kit's not really going to do anything. I'm not sure why it's in the build. And it's got that much sight to it. So, what I'm doing is I'm building a lot of parts now. And I keep running out of metal. Hang on a minute. There we go. So, I don't care if it's day or night because there's no wolves. There we go. Was it really just extra dark because I was underneath the ship? That's weird. And hopefully I'll remember to turn the thrusters back on before I try to cut this thing loose. You see all the drill heads I need and thrusters and other stuff, so we're going to see what we can do about that. And I've got stuff in the build planner. Huh. Okay, one thing at a time. Did we actually build it? Some things, nice. And it says there's more I couldn't get. Interesting. How's my... Yeah, I got 100%, okay. That looks like a whole bunch of these, alright. So let's see what we can finish up. Not that one. That's 100%. That's 100%. That's 100%. Still got more stuff. Okay, I'm out of stuff. Alright, so we'll go back and we'll get the rest of what was built. Okay. And that's all the rest of it. And now there's nothing in my build planner, so it's not once I build it, it's once I get the parts for it. Which kind of makes sense. Let's see, which one's the most complete? Let's try this one. More stuff. We'll go down for this one. And I've still got more stuff. I've still got more stuff. And I've still got more stuff. So yeah, I probably started with this and just start with that. There we go. That's starting to look better. Now, before we even turn that back on, I've been doing things the slow, dumb way. And I've proved to myself that I can do this. So, how do we want to do this? Let's go beside it. No. Well, maybe that'll work. Okay. So we want a hinge, piston, and some drills. So advanced for the hinge. That's remote control. It's sound block, store, hinge. There we go. There. We want at least one piston for now. So we'll hit that there. And then we want a drill, which is under weapons. There we go, grinder to drill. And let's see here, how many drills do I want on there? Oh, I'm going to need a rotor too. Yeah, so they can spin. Alright, let's go back over, make sure we put these in the correct order. Rotor, there we go. Hinge, piston, rotor. And now a bunch of drills. Now, if I want the drill to be 5 wide, I can make a 10 wide hole if I want to, by putting them off to the side. Or I can make it 5 wide and stable by putting it in the middle. Five wide, off to the side, and one in the center, 6 of them. But I've already got 3 parts, so let's see about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I need one more after I'm done with that. Okay, so that's what I need. And do I have anything I need? Look at that, just wheels. Let's check over here, see what all we have. Alright. So, I'll return those wheels over here later. So the rest of it has to be made. But it's going to be a good investment here. Take that. Meanwhile, see how many pieces is that. Maybe a wee bit. 25 out of 50, but look how fast it's going. Question is will I have enough iron? I think I might. Okay, let's go for the hinge first, which is under, not high tech, but advanced. Hinge. There we go. And we'll hit that, put it up in the planner. And this time I want the hinge to be on this side. Hold it, it doesn't work straight there, does it? No. I don't think it does. It should. Yeah, I need to work the hinge head. There we go. Now, do I have parts left? I do. I'll be darned. Okay. So next I'm going to need the piston. Like so. Whoa, did I run out of parts? Let's see. That's 100%. Is that the head though? No, it's not. It's not 100%. So I ran out of parts. It's really weird. It says I did. Yep, ran out of stuff. Or whatever. Okay, so first thing I want to do is lock that. Gotta be on the ship. H. Okay, so now it won't drop when I put weight on it. And piston. it. I hate it when it's on those sliders and I don't realize it. Alright, so we're going to need the rotor. I hope that's right. Whoa! I ain't go forward any more than that, darn it. What was it saying I need for that? Large steel tube. 5. Steel tubes, huh? Alright. Hinge part. Piston. Piston part top, yes. Rotor, 180 degrees is up, that's nice. I'm already holding almost 1,000. So we're going to come over here. We're going to put this stuff in here. That's 31%. Better fill that up. Not going far, but better safe than sorry. We're gonna get some ferrets. There's a lot of parts for that little bit I wanted to make, huh? And I still got one more drill head to put in there. Well, it's nice to know that when I'm in a cryo tube, things I leave on the ground don't disappear. Yeah, a little bit of stone, but not much. So, the reason why I took the other one down is because I tried to make it longer and I wanted to go side side and it was too many parts. But hopefully when I do what I'm doing with this, that won't be a problem and I can reach into this mountain and start hollowing it out. And it sounds like it stopped already. One. Could have sworn I picked up a lot more than one. Oh, I can only get one at a time. Yep. Let's go solve that problem, shall we? There, and I can grab the other ones. Done. Alright. Now drill heads. To do it like this. Put that on my head. No. Bingo. Not enough steel plates. Oh, I got steel plates. Why can't I put it there? There we go. 2. 3. 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be 5 wide. It's going to be 9 wide. So here's. Actually, that should be enough. I don't want that anchor flag. Large steel tubes, what I need now. Oh, I just keep falling right through things. I'll be so happy when I get this built and I don't have to worry about this anymore. How many more do I need? 6 more. So I got 6 per drill, okay. Really? sure I didn't leave anything over here. Whoa. That was a little bit farther than I thought it was going to be on that jump. 2.
Energy low.
Oh, hold on. nothing in the planner, so let's do this. There we go. All empty and it's built. Nice. It's not going to be able to go down all the way, but it can go out and spin, maybe. Oh no. If I raise it up a bit. green one for a minute. There it is. No. There. Now I know which one it is. Okay, so rotor piston. Now I need piston. Should be green. Too fast. Too damn fast. Oh, hold a minute. Okay. Now, that's the piston. Hinge. Drills. Break time for a minute, guys.
No trains yet.
no trains, let alone a flying train. I've got to put the drills in the group. Piston, liner, drills. Save that. And then we're going to come over here. And we're going to for the group, piston minor drills. I can figure out what group they are. These gyroscopes. Oh, groups. Duh. There we go. Now we're going to go on off. Alright. So now I've got piston forward and backward. Rotor around and hinge up and down. So let's do first hinge. Hinge. I want it reverse. It'll be up and let's go for rotor. What's that look like? I know, honey, it's 11:30. It's half an hour before. I'll get it. I'm not gonna forget.
Whatever left.
Drills, drills. Rotor piston line. I want that on off. Then we want piston to extend. So we'll go piston reverse. P. Keep forgetting it's in alphabetical order. Piston minor. Reverse. Hinge reverse, rotor on, piston reverse. Hinge lock. Drills on and off, rotor on, or reverse. Piston reverse. So I want this last one to be. I want to turn the rotor on. Turn the drills on. Or no. Rotor reverse, drills on. Piston reverse. Okay, hinge reverse, rotor reverse, or on off. And that barely moves. Because I've got it locked. Hinge reverse, piston reverse, rotor reverse. Let's do that. Reverse. Okay, so let's go back into the control panel. Let's take our locks off. Oh, hold it. Okay, what am I looking for? Not the drills. Hinge. Piston. No lock, alright. Projector small, refinery, rotor. Show the inertial tensor. Rotor is not locked, just set at velocity of 0. That needs to be a bit faster. Oh, wrong rotor. Darn it.
rotor for the piston miner. It's got to be for the maximum value of torque. Piston for the miner. Okay. Rotor. All right, let's see about this.
so it shut it off. Okay. That's an easy little fix. I wonder who the Duncan TV is. That, it just let it do it good. Okay, so we got that. Put that down there. And then fine. Which one are you going to do?
Where's that number that you had? That one that you said was the same. I don't see it on the screen.
It didn't ask for it.
I'm hoping this is the right one. Because you read that number to me, but I'm not seeing it.
No. Quit asking me for setting changes. Jesus Christ. Call was answered elsewhere? No, that's not what I asked for. Dipshits. I asked for this one here. Join on the browser. Join now.
There's your. Oh, he was one from last time.
I can hear you.
Hmm?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can't see. How am I gonna get up here to see? Okay, I need it.
See, we're down there in that corner.
Oh, fine. We don't want that much showing.
Now you can talk freely.
Okay. We don't want that much showing of our bodies and stuff in the background.
Well, you don't want it to just be a couple of heads floating at the bottom of the screen.
Well, I don't want the door.
What the hell you want me to do about it? Yeah, it's going to show both of us. I can't help the door in the back. I can't trim that. This is live video.
Okay, but that wasn't shown last time.
No, because last time we were right here and you couldn't see the screen properly, you said. So I put it on the TV.
Well, let's just put it over here and see. So I look at the TV?
Yeah, because now it looks like you're looking kind of sort of at the camera.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now. It's not going yet for a little bit.
So can we bring that closer to us? Does it make a difference? This, like over and this way. Like,
If you want me to block the TV screen, do you want me to block the TV screen?
well, let me see, since we have time.
No. Here, you see. You have time. Screw this shit.
Yeah, that's better. How do we get the sound? How do we get the sound?
You can't hear it, or they can't hear you. They're too big.
Well, there's a couple people on there, and I want to see what's going on.
If you're gonna tell me what you're talking about, I'm not psychic, woman.
Unmute it.
The mute is the microphone.
Okay.
You're not talking about being able for them to hear you. You're talking about sound, hearing what they say.
Well, what's the difference with the microphone? If I need it on to talk, right?
Yeah, but you don't want me to hear every little comment you make because you're rather derogatory in a lot of things you say. Now, will you let me wait until it starts to come in or not?
Well, they're getting ready. That doctor's
So
already
quit
there.
using up all the time I got.
The doctor's already there.
So quit using up all the time I got.
Hi everyone, how are you?
Good morning. How are you as well?
I'm doing great. How's it going, Jay? First week of school. Thanks, Monica, for joining us. And yes, anyone who's eating lunch right now, completely understand. And hope it's good. I need to figure out what I'm doing for lunch today. Jay, how's school going? Have you had classes yet?
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. I didn't know if I was muted the whole time, but it's been pretty good. I had my first class this morning, but finding parking was yeah, that's it.
We had an event at OSU last week. The James, like the cancer hospital, was named our 2022 Health System Partner of the Year. So we had like a little celebration with a lot of the folks from the James. And it was obviously like move-in was in full force. And so it took me a good amount of time to find parking in the garage. So can only imagine. But thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to provide some updates on the event and brainstorm. It has been a busy time since we all last connected, but all good things because we are making great progress towards our revenue goals. And something that I will talk about with you guys is we are kind of flat in progress for our team recruitment. And so that's a really big area that I'm looking for ideas and support with. Um, but you'll see our revenue is really in a great place. And so I'm grateful to everyone for having contributed to that so greatly. Um, and yeah, with logistics, I think we're also in a really great place to date. And so what I've kind of done is, our dreams of having this committee take some more leadership in some of these areas, I think that's something we can definitely implement next year. But what I've done now is identify, what are our key action items that we need to complete in each of these logistical areas, and how can we kind of divide and conquer there. So that way, Emily and I will kind of take the lead this year, and then next year, hopefully, especially having a lot of you folks returning next year to help us again, you can kind of feel more empowered to take more of a leadership role on these things. All right, so with that, let me bring the PowerPoint up. And again, as long as everyone can see it okay, I think I'll leave it like this so that I can type on
Unmuted
if needed. All right. So I wanted to welcome Sarah Prasher, who's joining us today. She is the VP of Community Service for Zeta Tau Alpha Columbus Alumni Chapter, which I'm actually a part of, having been a ZTA at my time at Ohio State. So Sarah, if you wanted to introduce yourself, but for everyone's context, ZTA is our National Survivor Ambassador partner for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk, as our philanthropy as a sorority is breast cancer education and awareness. So grateful to be able to partner with my sisters in this amazing way. So Sarah, if you can share a bit.
Yeah, thanks for that great introduction.
Oh wait, one
sorry,
second.
I'm in the car.
Johnny, could you mute? Thanks, there was a weird echo. Thank you. Okay, Sarah, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. Sorry, I'm in the car, so I'm not driving, but
Can it be louder?
I am really excited to be a part of this group. This is my second year as the Service and Philanthropy Chair for the Columbus Alumni Group, and we're really excited that, last year we were back in person, and we definitely want to make the entire event, as great as it can be, but especially the survivors tent and portion. So I'm anxious to hear everybody's ideas and willing to help out wherever we can.
Yeah. So would everyone else want to just quickly introduce themselves to Sarah? Maybe your name and why you joined the committee. That would be awesome.
I can start. This is Monica Brooks, and I am a breast cancer survivor. Coming up on my 5-year anniversary in October, so I'm super excited about that. It says I'm self-employed, so yes, I do work for myself. I am a professional speaker, and I will be finally traveling international next month to go to Toronto and speak there, and then across the U.S. the rest of the year. So I also am the co-host of the Breast Cancer Podcast with Dr. Deepa Halahardi, who is an amazing co-host, amazing surgeon, and happy to partner with her in that.
On next, I'll invite me. Hi, I'm Lydia Kimmerling Back. I'm a 24-year breast cancer survivor, and I've been doing the Making Strides Walk for probably 11 years, and I'm really excited to be part of it again. Don't you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Jay Patel. I'm a part of AED on Ohio State, and I kind of joined just because I wanted to support something that was ongoing and kind of globally known. I'd always had breast cancer awareness events type, like growing up around school. We even changed our football field in October and painted like the symbol. So I would always wanted to get involved and figured this opportunity was a great one to start with.
Thank you.
My name is Matthew Vaca. I'm with Plascolite here in Columbus. I'm our events coordinator, and I'm also on our ESG committee. And Plascolite has a long relationship with American Cancer Society here in Columbus, particularly with the golf outing that was just put on. But we also do a lot of outreach and team building exercises. So last year I started, I was the only team member to do Making Strides, and now this year we're going to get a lot more involvement. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I just say a big thank you to Plaskill. I did get the opportunity to be at our golf outing these past 2 days, and it truly couldn't have been as much of a success without you and your team. So thank you. And yeah, very, very grateful to have you, Matthew, on the committee. So
Thank you.
I think we have, thank you so much, Kylie, for dropping in the chat. And then Dr. Veronica, if you could share. And then Johnny, I think we're missing you too. And then Shayan.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Veronica. A cancer survivor. I think this is my 19th year going. And I've been involved with Making Stride right from the beginning. And I usually have a team. When I was teaching, every school, I try to recruit, but now I'm retired. But I still want to go back, and recruit and get other teachers involved. And I've been thinking of contacting CEA because they have always been a big sponsor in the past. But for the past maybe 3-4 years, they dropped the sponsorship. So I'm thinking of going back there since I'm no longer in the system. I may be able to work better, with the president and find out why they dropped and if they will reconsider. So that's what I've been thinking about. And my team is growing and we are working hard on it.
Yeah, your team, and definitely want to give a shout out to you and to Lydia as well for just amazing fundraising so far. Lydia, I think your team is just over 2,000. Dr. Veronica, just over 1,000. Lydia, we're working to move your team fundraising to you personally, so that you can be the Grand Club member and probably pace setter at some point, so that you can get all of the rewards. But Dr. Veronica, we're going to be posting on social media soon to recognize both of you for hitting Grand Club. So thank you. Shayan, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, sure. My name is Shayan Rashid. I'm the president of ACS on Campus at Ohio State. And so I'm here today just to support kind of our broader ACS organization and promote the things that we're doing locally in Ohio as much as possible.
Johnny, do you have anything to share?
Yeah, I'm Johnny back, Lydia's husband, so we're kind of a package deal. I've been walking with her for around 11 years and decided I wanted to become a part of the experience more than just an attendee.
Where'd she go?
For welcoming our new member Sarah and sharing a bit about yourselves. And then I wanted to highlight too, we were in the last month or so able to recruit 3 new committee members to our executive leadership committee. So really excited for you to meet them. We have some great opportunities coming up where we can all get together, which I'm really excited about. But we've added Aditi Bhatia, who works for both The Ohio State University and also has her own company called The Spice Age, a marketing and PR firm. Really passionate about diversity and fashion and food and a bunch of really great topics. So I think she'll add a lot of new perspective to the event. Then we've added Beth Gallum, who is an account manager at Midwest Elevator and has a lot of really great connections with some of the downtown buildings and businesses. And finally, Liz Ortman, who's an account executive at Defy Security and really going to help us hopefully begin to capture and get into the cybersecurity space here in Columbus. So I'm eager for you all to meet those wonderful folks. And of course, our committee is now at 9, which is really unprecedented. Last year for this ELC, it was the first year of us doing it. We had 5 members and now we're at 9, and it's just been really great progress. Also, the fact that this committee itself is at 15 members or 16 with Sarah. So just really, really great progress. For Mission Moment this month, I wanted to highlight our National Immunization Awareness Month and just remind everyone that the HPV vaccine prevents 6 different types of cancer. So really, really important to recommend anyone that you know with kids, if you have kids yourself, that they're getting those really important vaccines. All right, so into some event updates and starting with revenue. And as I said, we're in a really great place here. So we're currently at $99,766 towards our goal of $150,000. And I think that we'll hit 100,000 by the end of this week. I feel strongly we got this. But comparing to our year-to-date context of 73,500, we're just in a really, really good place. And I'm really proud of all the work that we've done to get there. And then with sponsorship revenue, again, quite a bit ahead of where we were last year. And we have just $17,500 left to get to our goal with sponsorship. And a few good asks still in progress that we've been working on with some of our corporate partners. Then with team revenue, we're currently just over $17,000 with a year-to-date context of $5,000. So again, just quite a bit ahead of where we were last year and great progress. Number of teams, as I mentioned, we're currently flat to where we were last year, and that's a really big opportunity for us to grow or recruiting new teams, securing some of our lapsed teams. I'll talk to you guys a bit more about this later on, but just wanted to highlight, of course, really transparently where we're at everywhere. Does anyone have any questions on this slide or our numbers right now?
Any questions? No? Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so I have another really fun update. So we've had some great meetings with City Hall, and they are looking forward to supporting us in the breast cancer awareness space this year. So we currently have highlighted, we're waiting on one thing to be able to start blasting these invitations out, and that's the City Hall lighting ceremony piece. But so far we've confirmed with them that they'll be doing a resolution in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month and really highlighting making strides against breast cancer and our Men Wear Pink throughout City Hall. And then we'll be having a private reception for our volunteers, key corporate donors, media partners, etc., preceding that City Hall meeting. So I definitely want to invite you all as our really key volunteers to come to the City Hall meeting, which starts at 5:30, and then the reception, of course, from 6 to 7 p.m. So those will be the more private portions where we're asking everyone to RSVP. But the ceremony that takes place outdoors on the back of City Hall, where they're actually going to light up, and we've invited the mayor to speak, and it's very likely that he will, that is going to be open to the public. So I would really ask, once I give you all the green light on the invitation, that you're just spreading that widely, because this can be a really great opportunity for folks to sign up for the event, to get inspired, to raise funds, etc. Yeah, and I'm meeting with a potential caterer after this, so I'm not going to add this to your list of to-dos, Lydia, as our food and beverage lead, but it is shaping up to be a really fun event, and of course the only action item from you guys is going to make sure that you're saving the date. I hope that you'll all be there and be able to join us, and then helping us spread the word too.
That day.
Any questions on this so far?
It's an additional date.
Did you mention the time?
It's not a date we already have.
No.
Yeah, so it will be, the reception will be from 6 to 7 p.m. and the ceremony will be at 7 p.m. So we'll be collecting RSVPs for the reception. And then what will take place right before all of this is the City Hall meeting, where they're going to actually proclaim the City Hall resolution. And so that you guys are also welcome to. I'll send a better schedule of events once I confirm that last thing with the city. Yeah. Oh, and I was also going to say, like Lydia, to your point, and Dr. Veronica, about how long you all have been involved in the walk. As I was doing some digging around this, City Hall actually did their first resolution for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer in 2008, marking the first ever Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk in Columbus. And so through all that, I determined that this is actually our 15th year of being in this market and in this community. And that wasn't something that I even knew. So any ideas to also highlight that and spread the word about that as it being a true landmark is just great. Go ahead, Matthew.
I'm sorry, I was trying to do this and I raised my hand.
Oh, yeah, right? Like
I think
crazy.
I figured it out. There we go.
Right?
October 2nd is the date of the City Hall resolution and the event. And then I think October 5th was the first ever Making Strides walk in 2008. Very cool. All right, so I'm going to move forward into discussion. So first, looking at our on-the-ground strategies that we've discussed, Walmart and postering and getting some updates there. And then talking about those specific action items in each of our focus areas. So first, Walmart community grants, we were able to get those materials out to everyone. And just looking to see if anyone has questions, needs, or updates about their Walmart community grant. I'm hoping to get mine done personally this week. And then just if everyone thinks that September 1st still works as a deadline for us to get this done, for us to make sure we receive funds by the end of the year, we definitely want to get it done by October 15th. So we have some flexibility in that deadline, but just want everyone to be on board with a date that we'll get it done by. Does anyone have questions, ideas, updates?
Yeah, I think one observation, I received the packet, but it wasn't addressed to anybody. So just walk into Walmart and give it to the manager.
Yeah, so you would ask for the store manager or anyone who can help with the community grants program. I just use that wording. Within like the application, I just need to be able to put a contact who works at the Walmart location. So store manager is probably preferred, but if there's any associate store manager, we're even able to list an associate. And the idea is just that someone at that store has heard from us, that we're building a relationship with them. That's what Walmart really likes to see in order to award us those funds.
Okay. And this is just Walmart, not Sam's Club.
Walmart and Sam's Club can both be a part of this program, or they're owned by the same company, I guess. And so either Walmart's or Sam's Clubs can do this. So I think we have these 5 identified. But if anything doesn't work out, we can add on and we can ask more. Because we're only allowed to get 20 throughout the state of Ohio for ACS, that's why each event that we have in Ohio is only allowed to ask 5 at a time. So we can add on, but for now I ask that you stick to just these on the list.
Okay.
All right, and then the next thing for on-the-ground strategies is that our posters and our buck slips and all that great stuff has come in. And so I want to talk about getting these distributed. So last time that we met, we identified some areas that different people can pass out to. So Matthew looking at the Arena District, Lydia and Johnny, Whitehall, Bexley area, Dr. Veronica, Gahanna, and then you have like some personal groups. I think your church you mentioned and a couple others. I would really like to lean on AED and ACS on campus to distribute flyers throughout like some of the dorms, dining halls, etc., the union. So let me know just openly your thoughts on how we can do that, but also how I can get the materials to you. And then I'm going to hit the off-campus area in Short North, and Jessica has agreed to do the Hilliard and Dublin area. So first, if anyone on the call who wasn't on our last one would also like to help with this, let me know. And then just how can I get the materials to you? So I'm happy to drop them off. You can come pick them up for me. We can meet up for coffee. I'd love to get coffee with anyone here. So yeah, let's chat.
And Mikey.
Okay, is the material are we going to have yard signs?
I want to circle back to yard signs later on in the marketing.
That's what I wanted to ask.
I think Lydia might have reached out to
Wigs Off for
an
Cancer
organization about yard signs, right? And then I've also reached out to try and get some yard signs donated. Just otherwise, they can be a bit of a large cost. And we actually get printed materials like posters and these butt slips that I've done for free, thanks to a national partnership that ACS has. But they don't do yard signs or anything like that. Yeah, Lydia.
Wigs Off for Cancer might be something to look into for the yard signs, because I know they did some for Komen. And I've got a lot of people that I know are requesting some in my neighborhood. That would be really cool to have.
Find them? Like, are they a Facebook group? Are they...
They're actually their own charity within themselves. You can go to Facebook and put under Wigs Off for Cancer, but they raise money. They just had an event Saturday night where they raised money to provide wigs for cancer patients. And I know they do a lot of t-shirts and posters and things like that. And the head of that is Jeremy. So that might be someone to reach out to see if he could do some of the yard signs, or the one company that you were thinking of would also be good.
And would those be kind of for, when I look at getting them for our committee, like maybe asking for like 25, or are you guys thinking you want yard signs that anyone can get or that we can ask folks to get? I'm just trying to understand like how many we need to get donated.
I think it could be for anybody who wants one. I mean, anyone that's on the committee, if they happen to know some. Like I said, I've been talking to people that I work with, and I've got co-workers that are saying, yeah, we'll support that. We would love to have a yard sign. So, I mean, 25 is probably a good number to start with. I mean, you could probably kind of ask around to see how many people really would want one. But I think yard signs are fantastic.
Sorry.
Did anyone else have anything to add?
I was gonna say, I don't know if AED wants to do a collab or anything like that, but I could always, either I or someone from AED could just get the posters from you, just one of us, and then we can share it on campus together. We could either do like a tailing event at the union, or just in the Oval, and we can have like, I can send out a couple committee members to go help, and then AED, we can just like rotate shifts with AED or whatever. I think that would be a good idea.
Awesome. Jay and Cheyenne, since you're on the call, could you guys collaborate on that? I can get either of you the materials. As you know, I'm in Short North, so I'm pretty close to where you guys are. And yeah, I think tabling opportunity on campus would be really cool. We look at campus really as a great place to recruit volunteers for the event too. So that's a huge area of need that college students can help us fill.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
have like a person who usually does like the event organizing? So I could try to get China and you in contact with them, and then I think our first meeting we're having is the 29th. So even if we had flyers right before then, I'm sure the students would grab a lunch as they leave.
Why not pass out some of those flyers at that
Yeah,
Just
that'd be great.
city hall
for
thing
like
too?
actually tabling.
Unmute me.
Yeah, and I know Jessica just became your new, like, what Ruth was doing as far as community service. Who's your marketing lead? Or the events lead you were talking about?
It might just be Jessica with everyone switching roles. I forget which names, but as soon as I find out, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. And I know Jessica is thinking about, like, doing an AED team.
Yeah.
And I think she was asking if I could come to the meeting, because I did last year. So, we'll see.
Go back.
Okay. Anyone else who's signed up on how I can get it? I'm sure I can just drop it off to you, Matthew.
Isabel, I was
Or
thinking.
you can do that. I mean, one of the places, I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're fine. No, I was saying, I wonder, can you bring some of those flyers to the city hall event also, to pass out to those of us that can't get to you, or you know us, we're ready for coffee, so.
Yeah, I think we definitely want to get them distributed or have all of our posters distributed by the beginning of October. That way, people will be able to see them for a month or so before the event. So I will definitely have all the stuff at the October 2nd event, but if I could get materials to everyone beforehand, that would be great. I'll reach out to you, Lydia, and let's see if we can get coffee sometime soon, because then maybe we can dive into some of the food and beverage stuff we have our meeting too.
Sounds good. Not on
If you wanted to drop them off here at Prosperlight, that's fine.
Because
One
they
of the
get
other
a
places
serious
I thought
echo.
would be
They
good
already
would be the
complained
North
about it
Market.
once.
So if you want to meet for lunch in the North Market,
So I
I'm
got a lot of
free
nonverbal
this
reactions
week.
so that they
We could
know.
grab
you know,
lunch or coffee
it's good.
there and start postering.
Yeah, I'll email you about that and find a time. Is that would be
Okay.
Okay. Dr. Veronica, did you have a thought?
As soon as you can get them to me, I will distribute them.
Awesome.
I'm not a fan of hers, I really am not. Sorry.
Same here. She's all about
Okay,
herself.
I will connect with Jessica Cudlin, and then anyone else who might like to help, just let me know and we can coordinate. Alright, so team support and retention, let's dig in here. So we're currently at 34 teams, flat to last year this time. So I have done some of the major strategies we talked about last, as far as emailing all of so every LAPS team captain has gotten a personal email from me. I've called the majority of the higher fundraising teams from last year. And then also I sent Prompt.io text, so just a text to everyone asking if they wanted to register. So from all of that, I had over 20 of them respond positively that they would like to sign up. So that gives me a group that I am going to continue to follow up with, just knowing that they're interested. And we've had 3 LAPS teams sign up since we did that as well. So I have like a calendar of times that I'm going to follow up with different groups of people, either with these texts, emails, calling, etc. So as for the committee, would be reaching out to your personal networks to secure new teams and activating your personal teams as well. So as we're getting these coffees, let's definitely chat too about any ideas you have for your team. Matthew, I'd love to help support you in getting Plasticalite off the ground. And Monica, you've recruited a really great team of survivors to walk with you too, which I'm excited about, and I'd love to see any ideas to kind of keep that momentum going. So as far as some other support that we could have, would be helping to call some of the lapsed team captains or current team captains, and then thinking of ideas to encourage signups and fundraising. So does anyone have initial thoughts on this?
I guess I have a question. I'm looking at the dashboard and sort of updating what I did last year versus making that fresh for this year.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to start recruiting people here at the office at Plaskolite, if they each set up their own individual account, then will all of that money all go and start be counted towards Team Plaskolite? Is that how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. So having each person sign up can be really great because they all will get access to those tools. Being able to start a Facebook fundraiser is something that people thought we see a lot of success in. I guess the average Facebook fundraiser raises about $150. And emailing. I think you sent a ton of emails from your dashboard last year. And so that's another really great way to get folks involved. And then teams can think of some things that they want to do together to fundraise too. So it's different for every company, but I have tons and tons of ideas that we could employ. But yeah, it'll all flow up to the Plaskolite team, or you can do a company page. I'll make sure that your team is affiliated on the back end to the company. That's just if you wanted to have multiple Plaskolite teams.
That's the main thing, is I've got event, team, and then it says company affiliation, and Plaskolite is not an option there. So yeah, if you could add that, that would be great.
I can add that, yeah. And I can send you that landing page. Because then if you wanted to sign up, for example, your sites under the company and have them on different teams, you could do that.
Thank
you. Okay. So as far as the idea of helping to make calls for teams, Dr. Veronica, do you think you would have some ability to help do that? I think a good lapsed team that we can talk about is the Central Ohio Educators Association, like you mentioned, so maybe we could talk and brainstorm there. But do you think you'd have the bandwidth to do some team calling? And Jay, too, I know you said you were interested in this area, so let me know your thoughts there.
Yeah, send me the information.
Our team on to me.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so send me the information, the teams that I need to call. I can definitely call.
The same pretty much goes for me. If you just give me a place to start, I'd love to do some calls.
Okay, cool. I have a script from last year, and what I've done, so here in your folder, guys, I put in EEC tracker. I think I could still, there's a lot of work I could do to help make this as easy for you guys as possible, but here are kind of all of our teams, and some, the majority of their contact information. I need to find some phone numbers, but my other thought too is we might not necessarily call all of the $0 team captains, for example, because they're getting the texts and they're getting some other things. But maybe looking at some of the teams that did have fundraising in the last year and doing some calls to them. But I guess for you guys, what number of teams sounds reasonable? If we wanted to call some of the lapsed teams in September, and then maybe in October I had you place calls to some of the current teams. How many calls sounds reasonable so that I know and can give you guys a more reasonable list. I don't want to give you a list of 97 and be Veronica and Jay split it, so what sounds reasonable to you guys as far as reaching out?
I have no, it's 10 to 15, a number. I have no idea what a reasonable number is, but
what do you think?
It's based on you. I will say when I do calls like this, it's a lot of
Gotta
leaving
call
voicemails, so I'll give you like a script to leave a voicemail.
This is
But it
our
can mean a
area.
lot to
Okay,
someone
wanna
to
do
have
it?
heard
No.
from us,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
So if 10 to 15 sounds like something you could do,
I'm doing
then
it.
that
Maybe,
works for you.
maybe 20.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
that's okay with me.
Sorry.
Also, for the drive, I thought we fixed it a while ago, but I don't think I have access still.
Let me fix that.
What are you
Thank
doing?
you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything over there. I'm doing it right here.
Oh, interesting.
What are you doing? I want to watch what she's got up.
I'm gonna do everyone
What's
with a
that
link
screen?
can edit.
Okay. I think that might work.
Crap. What
Let's
the
hope
hell
for the
happened?
best. Okay.
Where did they go? It's a Monday.
Okay. So that feels good. I can just provide.
I don't know where
How about we do a list of 20 of the 2022 teams? You guys each split and call 10
Where'd they go?
by the end of September. And then in October, you guys each call 10 current teams.
Oh, goddamn.
Does that sound good? Okay.
Damn it. I'm getting there, baby. I don't know why it did that. It shouldn't have done that.
Okay, awesome. Moving on to marketing and promotion. So some wins. NBC4i, as we talked about last time. We have our MC. One of their anchors is also doing our Men Wear Pink program. They have agreed to do in-kind sponsor donation of a news segment, press release, and social media promotion. Lydia has reached out to Columbus Monthly and the Dispatch. We are going to be at the Grandview Hop on September 30th, which I think will be a good opportunity to get our name out and build some awareness. I now have the social media calendar in place of posting 3 times a week, and then me and Emily talked about it, and since some of these lists from last year exist already, I can easily kind of do some mail merge emails to get that initial word out to some of the target groups we identified. So things that I need help with are, first, anyone's ideas to help us get the word out outside of what we're already doing. Ideas to build our media list for the event press release, ideas to improve our social media, and helping to submit to community calendars and Facebook groups. So those are some of the initial places I would love help with. I'm just, again, leaving it open to anyone's thoughts or ideas. And we can dig in. I think as far as our leads, I think I might ask Kylie if she has ideas about social media, because she said she was really interested in that. Media list, Matthew, did you say you have some experience in doing like press releases?
I could probably wing it.
Because we have a press release template and I can send it, but I think I'm looking for some additional outlet ideas. That would be that piece. And then
If you want to send that over to me, I'd be happy to help put that together.
Okay, cool. I'll send you the existing one, and then we can go from there.
Unlikely.
I'm waiting for her to acknowledge the fact we got our hand raised.
I also discovered, so there's like me, Allie, and Kevin that work here in Columbus, but there's also a good number of like ACS employees that just happen to live here. And one of them is on our national media partnerships team. And she was like, let me know if there's anything you need help with for Stride. So I might task her with a little bit of helping us here too. Did you have a question, Johnny or Lydia?
Yeah, also reach out to Spectrum. I have a couple of names, and when I contacted them, they said closer to the event to contact them, and they would put that on their calendar. same thing with the dispatch. When I reached out to Jim, he said get a hold of the editor for that closer to the event, and they would see what they could do about putting that either in the newspaper or having someone down at the event for interviews.
Shit, there's something wrong here. It shouldn't be like that.
I will check to see that they're on our list, and if not, we can add them. But that's great. Thank you guys for your thoughts there. Okay, so food and beverage. We have Galaxy Coffee Truck. We have our mini bud cakes, the branded cookies at the event. Dr. Veronica, I think you had an idea for an additional food truck. I'd love to hear any updates. And then what we really need to secure is water, snacks for the finish line, and catering options for Survivor Tent VIP and volunteer. So especially for the water and the snacks, we'd love to look at donations. With the catering, we definitely have a budget to do the Survivor Tent VIP and volunteer tent. Discounts are great. I'm meeting with Freedom a la carte later today to just talk to them about mainly our pink kickoff event, but I'll also ask them about like breakfast for some of these areas.
What do you want to raise your hand about?
I took our hand off. It was still up.
Yeah, I spoke with the owner of the truck, food truck. So they are available and they will love to participate. And I related the information to them about donating either certain amount of their sale that day, or they will pick a certain amount that they will give back, and so they are willing to do with whatever will meet our needs.
Awesome. Yeah, if you could just send me, like, I'd love to have a list of kind of each of the vendors and their contact information. So if you could just send me their contact information, that'd be awesome. And then I can add them to our progress and wins. I would have, but I didn't know their like name and stuff. But thank you so much for doing that.
I will send that to you.
Thank you. Lydia, any updates or questions, ideas?
No, nothing else. What I was thinking too, as far as getting the water and maybe the fruits, could we ask that when we go to Walmart and say, if you're not able to give a donation, are you willing to donate water or snacks to that? I'm thinking some of the Walmarts and the Sam's Clubs that we're going to talk to about that could also do that.
Yeah, I did add like a bullet point on that to the letter, so definitely mention that when you're at the locations. Yes, I'm going to ask Costco again, and Trader Joe's donated last year. But other ideas are definitely really useful.
Do you need recommendations for the catering at the survivors? Okay.
Yeah.
We recently did an event for our customers, and we used a place called Catering by Scott, or Scotty's Cafe, which is over on East Broad Street. I can send you that contact information. They did a phenomenal job, and I'm sure they would be open to it.
Cool. Thank you for that recommendation. I'd appreciate it. Sarah, did you get any feedback from survivors at the walk last year about the catering that we had? Like, was there anything that they would have really wanted in addition? Are there, like, how can we make what's available there? I think the survivor area is kind of our most important. Do you have any thoughts?
Sure. I would say they were grateful for what we had. I mean, it was a beautiful spread. I feel like either we didn't have enough coffee, or maybe they weren't aware, like we didn't have enough cups for coffee, or there was something with the coffee that I remember. But I think overall it went really well. Yeah, I think if we have a variety of things, you know, like if we have pastries and stuff, maybe some gluten-free stuff, that would probably be good too.
Thank you.
I'm sure in the past, Panera Bread, they have provided, you know, the bagels that they do in sign, like the breast cancer sign. Have we contacted them?
Not yet.
Go ahead.
They do a breast cancer bagel every year. I'm not sure what organization it goes towards, or if that's determined at the national or local level. But I think it would be awesome to reach out to them. What was PRG, Monica?
So Panera would do the ribbon bagels for Pink Ribbon.
Oh, Pink Ribbon Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, which they've changed their name to Pink Ribbon Good. So I always want to say Pink Ribbon Girls, but that's a certain percentage of proceeds would go back to PRG.
Yeah, and like, I think us being able to give back to a good cause is awesome, especially if it's our shared cause of breast cancer. So if we want to get some of those pink bagels, I think that's a really great idea. That was my thought too, with like looking at using Freedom a la carte for our kickoff potentially. Like they support victims of human trafficking, so we'd be able to give back a bit there. And I know there's a catering company called Life Care Alliance, or there's a organization called Life Care Alliance that gives a lot of services. They do Meals on Wheels, they have a cancer clinic, and they have a catering business, I think, as well, that benefits that. So I'm curious about them too. Lydia, did you have something else?
Yes, as far as like the food for survivor tents and treats and things, I'm sure you can ask Alex, you know, Plenty of Cookies, if he would be able to provide anything. And same thing with Galaxy Coffee. I'm sure they would go ahead and do something for their survivor tent as well. But I'm sure Alex would do like a pink ribbon cookie or something like that for their survivor tent also.
Yeah, I'll follow up with them both. Yeah, I think we just need to start getting some quotes, which I'm happy to do initial outreach, and then maybe I can ask for some help if I need it, just as things are going to kind of pick up on my end. And so I'd be really grateful if we could have some additional support with securing some of these things. I want to reach out to Crumble too, Crumble Cookies. They do really great donations at the Dayton event for the Survivor tent.
Oh. Hit a thingy on there too. Oh, sorry.
Okay. So we are
what do you want me to do? I wanted to tell her about the
here, nearing the end of our time as well. So let me go quickly through the rest here. So logistics, some new things that we've confirmed. I was able to get the crew cat mascot and Denison University cheer team. Sign Gypsies, which makes like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Card My Yard, but they do like really big, like huge letters that will say like, we love survivors and thrivers, and they're willing to donate for the event, which I think will be really cool. They're going to give us 2 different signs. On me completely to confirm DJs and photographers, and thanks to those of you that have provided suggestions so far. But I am looking for additional cheer stops, and also Kid Zone vendors, and any additional decorations and photo opportunities. So if you guys know a cheerleader, we would love to ask their team to come out and support us. if you have kiddos at any of the different local schools that you're willing to make that ask to, or nieces and nephews that are involved in cheerleading or dance teams, or like a softball team or a soccer team could also definitely do a cheer station at the event. We just really need a crowd of people that's excited to support our survivors. So those are the things that I'm definitely thinking through and would appreciate everyone's suggestions there. And then I'll just run through, and then if anyone has ideas, just shout them out for any of these areas or type them in the chat. So volunteer recruitment and coordination. I have the volunteer sign up from last year created. This is another place where I'd love to lean on our campus team. But again, and of course CTA, I know Sarah, you're working on recruiting our alumni chapter and also the collegians to support the survivor tent. I have great confidence that we'll be able to build a great group there. But looking at our outside volunteers, making sure we have our setup covered, our kids zone, I really could use some help. So my plan right now is to send it to all the volunteers we had from last year. Then ask our fellow ACS staff to help us, the ELC, you guys, and our corporate partners to help us recruit volunteers. In addition, I think reaching out to college clubs, high school clubs, volunteer groups are really great ideas. So if you guys have connections, please spread far and wide within your network. Last but not least, we have our survivor ambassadors. Or just survivor in general, I guess. An update, Sarah and I have discussed the plans for the survivor tent and really kind of replicating what we did last year with some improvements. So doing the survivor photo opportunities again, having the pink out, doing the survivor crown craft, but having some like pre-made. So definitely could use ideas, especially from our survivor ambassadors here. And then ideas to activate our survivor ambassadors and really lean on you guys to help us share, I guess, the story and the impact of making strides. So an idea that we had was to have each survivor ambassador provide a little bit of their story or a word that has been important to them throughout their journey that we can use to have like real people in Columbus and their stories as part of our event plans. I would love to have all of you speak, for example, at our City Hall lighting ceremony. I think that would be amazing. And if you all wanted to speak at the event, I think that would be cool too at the actual walk day. In the past, we've had one survivor speaker, but it would be awesome to kind of have each of you really create a special moment and be able to share your stories there. So that's where I'm really looking for ideas. I don't know, as far as the next step, maybe we could get Sarah and our survivor ambassadors group together for a lunch or something to kind of discuss this in depth. But yeah, just wanted to throw those 3 things out there rapid fire. If anyone has ideas, let me know. If not, I will follow up about these things.
Oh, put on the thingy.
Does that sound good if I did like a doodle poll for the lunch for survivors? So we could find a time to get together.
That sounds great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds good, Isabel. I also wanted to put a shout out to Carmen Colston, who's doing 150 swag bags for the Survivor tent. She's got I think maybe 30 left, she said, and it is Avon related items in pink, and it's also inspirational items, breast cancer pins, jewelry, things like that. And her family is also thinking about participating in the walk.
That's amazing. Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome.
Shouldn't hear that part.
Okay, great. So as far as additional thoughts, questions, and ideas, please don't hesitate to reach out, schedule a meeting with me if there's anything that I can do to help you. Next steps, I think we've brainstormed and thrown out a lot out there, so let me take a moment if I can to kind of get all of those together and make sure that everyone's clear on what they specifically need to do. But I thank you all so much for your time today, and I really, really appreciate that, we have this team to help us make this event the best it can be. Not only in the impact that we're able to make for the survivors in our community and those who have been touched by cancer, but also just make it a really fun day that people will remember and come back again and again for. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Isabel. We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
So Bella, we'll get in touch with you.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.
Now, I had the impression that we signed in twice and I had two different windows on it, and I thought it was popping them up, so I was looking. So this is desktop 1, this is desktop 2, and we were in there twice.
How did we do that?
Because it went away and I couldn't find it, so I logged in again.
Well, make sure that,
Now we're out of it.
I forgot to tell her about Texas Roadhouse. I'll send it to her. Don't forget to request October the 2nd. You gotta be in town.
Okay.
Because we gotta go to that. I mean, if they're gonna have us speak and stuff,
Right.
it'll be televised. So that's on Monday. I can't believe she doesn't have the DJ yet. And I've got to get with her to make sure on that Survivor Spotlight, I don't mind her using my story, but she's got to get my name spelled right. And I don't understand that African lady when she talks.
I understand her. I just think she doesn't do much.
Well, and the thing is, I look to see about her donations and stuff. I don't see her on there at all. The only ones that are at the 1,000 mark is us and that there's another couple.
So glad you didn't make a derogatory comment, because I don't know if that other instance of us in there was constantly broadcasting or not. But remember, we didn't hear an echo. They said there was an echo, and then all of a sudden we heard an echo.
Yeah. So I gotta. Yeah, it'd be cool if they got a hold of City Hall and they're gonna do something. So that's gonna be televised. So request that day off. That night. That only people who are here, you gotta have that night off. Take a look at it.
Now, look, when I have a technical
have anything to say, right? Kind of like this whole YC. You have to make us come decide, and I might not aware that we're in it. What are the Well, it's not my fault, but we'll just do it on the computer from now on, and you'll just have to squint or something.
Yeah, there's just too much stuff that can go wrong with all that crap. Yeah, and I thought, and her with her yard signs and stuff, she already said she had a company for that. So what happened to that? That, what is it, patio something or other? Weren't they supposed to do all the posters? Now all of a sudden she acts like they're not doing it. It's like every time you turn around it's something. Alright, let's see what we want to eat. I only have one tomato, so it would probably only be enough for one sandwich each. So would you prefer just bacon and eggs?
Sure, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, if you walk outside, you might find more tomatoes.
No, that's where I just got this one this morning. There are none left. I have no idea.
Did you take them all?
Yeah, apparently. See, there's nothing. There's a couple on the over here. requested, they waited too long to ask.
Right.
And if you wait too long, you can't get it. So she keeps, she keeps wanting help while she's doing the golf tournaments.
Right. Oh wow, that's still broadcasting.